What are you supposed to do with those $5 wreaths that they're selling right now at Dollar Tree? Let me show you how to make a centerpiece with this. So you're gonna start with the $5 wreath. I didn't really like the way those berries look, so I cut those off. I also cut the little loop that you could hang it up with. And then using some of Dollar Tree's Christmas picks that they have, I went with these berry ones that they had. I just cut them off and I put them into the wreath because a lot of times they don't make their wreaths full enough. I also had to add in some other greenery pieces because it just was a little sparse. So I'm gonna put those in. Honestly, I just stuck them in. I didn't even have to glue them, and add as many until you're happy with the way it looks. I wanted to recreate this look that I saw on Pottery Barn's website where they had all these really pretty candles in the middle. So from Dollar Tree, I got several glass containers. I even found this set of tea light holders that was a 4 count for $1.25. I sprayed all of the containers with a gold spray paint. I'm gonna place all of the candle holders in the middle of my wreath and then add in some tea lights, and then I also added in some larger white candles. This makes such a great centerpiece and it's pretty easy to put together. Let's decorate my tumbler cup for the holidays. If you have a bunch of buttons hanging around your house or in your craft room, let me show you how you can create an ornament with them. So you're going to need a pipe cleaner. You just want to take that pipe cleaner and fold it over about 1 inch on the end. Next, you can add on your buttons. Now, this can be really strategic using a pattern, or you could put just all different colors and sizes on there. I had a button pack that had white, red, and green, so I put all the buttons out and I did a little pattern with mine, but really anything goes. So just start lacing your buttons onto your pipe cleaner. And then when you think you have enough, just see if they'll connect at the top. If you need to add some more buttons, do that as well. Once you get to the end, you're just going to take it and twist it together because you have this nice pipe cleaner. I also made a little loop at the top and twisted that. And then to finish it off, you can add a ribbon to it or any kind of twine. This would be a great craft to do with your kids or grandkids. For this next craft, you're going to need 2 tapered candles and a fine tip gold paint pen. We're gonna try to create some stars onto these tapered candles. I saw these candles on Anthropologie's website and really liked the way they looked. So I'm gonna start with a gold paint pen, and to make those stars, I'm just going to use a cross pattern on the candle. Now, this was a little bit harder to do than I thought because the wax got on my paint pen, so the paint wasn't coming out great. So every time I used it, I would have to shake the pen and kind of dab it onto my table. But I was able to figure out how to get the paint out, and I just created larger stars and smaller stars on my candles. I repeated these steps on my second candle. Now you do want to let this dry, and you could use any candle holders. I found these 2 candle holders from Dollar Tree that I'm going to use. I'll place them inside and they're the perfect holiday candles. The next time you're at Dollar Tree and you're in the glassware section, keep an eye out for these large glass vases. Now they are $5, but they're quite a bit larger. For this next DIY, I picked up some rhinestone stickers off of Amazon. I thought these rhinestone stickers would be perfect to recreate this dupe that I saw on Pottery Barn's website. So I'm gonna peel the rhinestones off of the backing and I'm gonna place them onto the middle of the jar. And then I continue to do this with just staggering the stickers around as I was going. Next, I'm going to spray paint the bottom side of this with the color Sand Dollar. After that dries, I'll flip it over and spray paint the top. This is a great container that you can put out for the holidays. Don't throw out all your leftover costume jewelry. Let me show you how you could use it to decorate for the holidays. Now you're going to need costume jewelry. You're also going to need a foam cone. Take your costume jewelry and you're gonna start by disassembling it. You want to cut off all of the clasps, all of the fasteners, so that you just are left with the jewels that are in your costume jewelry. I think for this DIY, it's definitely great to have a variation in colors. Once you get all of your necklaces disassembled, you could also use bracelets or earrings. You're going to start hot gluing these pieces to your foam cone. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. I started with my larger pieces and then started adding and mixing and matching different colors and hot gluing those on. You are going to have to try to like fill in holes because you don't want to see any white underneath. Now this does take a little bit of time to do, but it's so fun and it's a great way to reuse costume jewelry. You could put this out as part of your holiday decor. Do you guys remember the last time I was shopping at Dollar Tree and I found this macrame Santa kit? A lot of times I get these kits and they're honestly a little bit tricky to figure out how to put together. So I thought, let me see if I can put together this macrame Santa. So I opened it up and I looked at the directions, and I have to tell you, these directions did not make any sense to me, but they did have a picture. So I thought, you know what, as long as it has a picture, I think I could figure this out. So I'm gonna show you how I put this together. Is it exactly like the directions? Probably not, but it worked. So you're gonna start with the wood circle, and then there's a cardboard piece. You wanna wrap the cardboard piece around that circle and you're going to tape it in place. This is going to be the thing that creates the little brim to your hat. So next what you're going to do is you're going to cut your red twine. I started by figuring out how long I wanted the first piece to be. And it does give you instructions on the loop knot you're going to be using. The cool thing is you use the same loop knot for the beard that you use for the hat. So it's pretty easy to do. So figure out how long you want that first piece and then cut all of your red pieces that exact size. You're just gonna start by looping them onto the hat. I started in the middle and worked my way out to the edge. Now you're not going to have enough pieces to go to the very back, but that's okay because I don't think you really need it. So the next direction says to basically take that and put it onto the wood piece. I did hot glue this in place because I thought this is going to need to stay in place. Now the other thing you're going to be given is a wood bead. You want to take the white twine and tie that around your white bead. This is going to be the string that goes up through your hat. So you want to do this first before you put your hat together. And again, I just hot glued the top half of this wood bead underneath my hat. I strung the white piece through the top, tied that off. Next, I'm going to make my hat. So I gathered up that red twine. I took one of my pieces of red twine, wrapped it around and tied it to the back. You only need one piece of red twine for this. Then you're gonna cut off the excess to your red hat. You can kind of fray the top if you like. Now from there, you're gonna do the beard. That's kind of your final step. Again, measure how long you want your beard pieces to be, and then you're gonna use that same knot to put those onto the wood ring. Now I found that they didn't really give us enough macrame, and I was gonna add some macrame, but I thought, you know what? I wanna show you guys exactly what came in this kit, and I don't really feel like you needed to cover that entire wood bead, but it wasn't really enough to cover it. I guess I could have put my hat down a little bit farther, but I just looped those through there, and then you do want to fray the pieces out to make your beard. You can also cut them so that they go at an angle. Now, I don't know if I followed the directions, but I think it turned out pretty cute. Now, if you like a subtle holiday look, you might want to do this next DIY. So you're going to need a Dollar Tree green frame. You're also going to need one of the winter style pictures they have out at Dollar Tree. I went with this black and white canvas. So I disassembled the frame and then I took out the 5x7 piece that came in the frame and I placed it down exactly kind of where I wanted to cut my frame out. I used a box cutter to cut a little bit farther around the edges than I thought I would need. Once I got the piece cut out, I put the glass piece on the frame onto my picture so I could draw around exactly where I wanted to cut out. I traced around it, I cut it out, and then I put it back into the frame without the glass piece. I put on the backing, and this is a quick and easy neutral holiday decor that you could put out. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.